Okay, Eleonora and Vincentius Reynolds, please turn on your camera. Thank you. Okay, good morning. We meet again. Now, different subject, thankfully. We will, for this whole semester, sorry, we will explore the management and the usage of information technology for business. So it's completely different from accounting information system. When in accounting information system, we learn about how to manage business process within an organization. Now we will look into the information system and information technology asset, how to utilize them and how to manage them for optimum investment. Okay, so the key word throughout this subject is optimum investment. As you may be aware, information technology investment is not cheap. Okay, if you look at your devices, your laptop, your tablets, your mobile phone, they are not cheap. Okay, it's quite expensive because it's the result of expensive research and development. So it's only natural that something that expensive will be sold as an expensive product as well. However, it is not expensive if they could give us the optimum return on investment. Okay, for examples, few years ago, I saw in one of the IT company in Indonesia. This company was hired by Indosat to test their new equipment. Okay, their new equipment was this big, okay, this wide and about a meter tall. Okay, not that big. It's just like ordinary bedside tables, something like that. The brand of that product was Juniper, from Juniper Networks, and the cost of that product was 2 billion rupiah. So that small is 2 billion, but it was necessary for Indosat to have that product because that was responsible for managing mobile traffic. Okay, so to manage cellular network for Indosat, and apparently Juniper Network was used by a prominent telecommunication company. So it was expensive, 2 billion rupiah. But for Indosat, if they invest in that device and then they sell their cellular product, it could give them revenue, which also amount beyond billion rupiah. So 2 billion rupiah is nothing for Indosat because they will get so much bigger in revenue. Okay, so that's the theme for the whole subject, and also hopefully after this subject and when you graduated and goes to the workforce either as an employee or employer, please remember this: every investment, and particularly important IT investment, should generate revenue. Otherwise, we should not invest in the first place. Okay, let me share the screen. I know it's probably not something excited, but I need to share this information. As usual, this is the online course instruction. You already familiar because we also using the same rules last semester during accounting information system. So yeah, it's similar. Okay, there are some small changes, but it's not that important. So let's get to the course outline. Okay. So this is the book, the textbook. I'm using MIS textbook from Loudon and Loudon, 16th edition. It's available in electronic format from the library. I already put that in the course site. See here, this is your class, the textbook, and it should be, if you click the link, it should show you this one. Okay, so this is the book. I'll use this for this semester. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, and this will be our lecture plan for the whole semester. Okay, this is the topics and this is the reference referring to the chapter number of the books. Now, there is nothing different from the last semester in terms of the scheduling. Okay, we will have 14 lectures. Some of them would be synchronous using video meetings like this, and some of them would be asynchronous. Okay, mid-September, sometimes mid-September, I need to have this class on asynchronous mode at least once, because I already have commitment that I agreed upon before the schedule for this class was set. So you will have asynchronization at least once. Okay. There is nothing different from the assessment. Okay, there will be assignment and also exam, and again the exam would be similar to accounting information system. Okay, it's not, I don't really want to make you sit in front of computer for 2 hours to sit on exam. I'll give you the exam just like last semester on accounting information system, where you work on some cases and submit your answer. Okay. The assignment would be group and individual. However, it mostly will be on group assignment rather than individual. The individual part will be on the exam. So, therefore, you need to form a group. I saw that there are 9 of you here in the class, so you should form a group before the next lecture next week. Consists of 3 students each. Okay, so there will be 3 groups with 3 students each. Okay, let me know the name and student ID of the group members using the new conversation here on Microsoft Teams. Okay, use it and I'll record it on your record. Okay, so you need to form a group and it should be done before our next lecture next week. Okay, so there is nothing change in the grading standards because it's the university decision. Again, I will use the LMS site, the Kuliah site for assignment and also exam submission. Okay, so there's nothing much different from last year. Sorry, last semester. Okay. If we look at the course site, okay, so I'll provide the lecture material beforehand. There is a reason why I started this online class or video meeting half an hour after the schedule that we're supposed to start the class. This half an hour, hopefully, will give you time to download this and to read the textbook, you know, just skimming the material for the lecture. So you can have a grasp on what I was talking about. Okay, and also every video meeting will be recorded, and as last semester, the recording will be available unedited in YouTube, and I'll post the link after the lectures. Okay, what else? So I don't think there's anything new. You're already familiar with all of this. Yeah, let me just close this. Okay, for the attendance, if this is if the lecture using video meeting from Microsoft Teams, as soon as we held the video meeting and you join the video meeting, Microsoft Teams will record your attendance. Okay, it will be available, and you don't need to do anything. What you need to do is join the class. However, if you have difficulty joining the class, please let me know. Okay, so we can arrange something. For asynchronization, as last semester, I will provide you with small assignment, and your attendance will be recorded based on your submission. Okay, so any question about that? Okay. Now, if you don't have any question, let me start with the topic for this week. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. Okay, so we'll start with the overview of what information system did in global business. Okay, these last 2 years actually showing us the importance of technology, information technology for business. Okay, plenty of business forced to switch from traditional or conventional methods of doing transaction, at least for ordering, paying, and delivering. Delivering is still the same, but for ordering and payment of products, instead of we visit the store physically and pay in cash to the business owner, we switch to digital. We switch to using mobile phone. We switch to use application. We switch to use internet, instant messaging like WhatsApp, Telegram, sometimes even Instagram, direct message, things like that, because of the pandemic. So, in a sense, the last 2 years or so have teach us how we could actually use technology for our business. A lot of people, a lot of business that unable to immediately utilize information system or technology for their business, having difficulties and have to shut down their business. Okay. Even with the pandemic, although there are some business that having difficulties to cope and survive, there are plenty of business that thrive during the pandemic. Logistic business, for example, sending package from one town to another, some culinary business, mostly online store, they still operating and still have plenty of revenue to cover their losses. Okay, so this is a bit outdated, but still relevant. There are in the US alone, okay, online purchase generated 2.9 billion US dollar in 1 year. Okay, 2.9 billion revenue. That's just for purchasing online, and that's in 2018. 2020, 2021, probably more than that. Okay, Facebook attracted more than 2 billion monthly visitors, and that probably include WhatsApp and also Instagram, which is owned by Facebook. Okay. Social networking tools being used by business to connect employee, customer, and managers, and you're probably aware of this. A lot of my friends offering their product using social media. We could also order their products using social media as well. Okay, and so on. Advertising continue to grow at more than 20% per year. Despite the pandemics, companies like Facebook and Google have a great financial year. They generate the revenue based on advertising. So basically, internet advertising depends on the amount of people who access that services. So because of pandemic, people access social media more, people access internet more, and obviously people access Google and Facebook and other social media more. I know for a fact that some school students had assignment to record some kind of video, either it's for singing lessons, for sport, physical education lessons, or any other lesson, and then they have to post that video online on YouTube or any other media, and apparently some of their parents asking for their friends to like the video. So that's the fact. Okay, so the more people accessing the online services, the bigger the advertising revenue become. Because if you have popular website with popular people, popular with user, a lot of people visiting and using your site, it will attract advertising. So if you look at Google, for example, this is a very interesting fact. Although Google claimed themselves as a technology company, but if we look at their revenue, it's very obvious that Google is actually the biggest advertising agency in the world. Okay, so yeah, based on their revenue, majority of Google revenue came from advertising. And then there is a new laws require business to store more data for longer periods. In Indonesia, for example, if you have business or if you already have tax number as individual or as business, then all the transaction data relating to taxation purposes have to be kept for at least 10 years. Okay. So if I receive my salary this year, the proof of tax payment, like tax cut from Atma Jaya, need to be kept for 10 years, so 2031, okay, until 2031. Okay, and changes if it result in change in jobs and career. Plenty of people right now can get jobs and income from various jobs that used to be different from now. You don't need to leave your home to get money. Okay. Some of you probably read news a few months ago that because of stock trading, cryptocurrency trading, some people suddenly grew rich or poor, and then that's make some of the labor suspicious that they use, black magic for gaining wealth, and that's become a problem. And that's not new. A few years ago, in Salatiga, there is this household that They used to be, well, maybe not poor, but economically struggling. And then suddenly they could afford to buy nice things. And then their neighbor suspicious and accused them of using black magic. Apparently, what the household did, they learned how to design products. Okay, and then they compete in international product design competition, and they can beat participants from Oxford University, for example. And then they got ordered to design products from their home in Salatiga, and they get handsome payment for that. And that's not that's not new. Okay, and it's possible. Okay, so look at this. This is again. Right now, a lot of companies in the US having about 1/3 of their capital investment invested in information technology. Okay, especially with the pandemic now, a lot of equipment have to be bought for their employee to work from home. Okay, Facebook, Apple, Google, Microsoft, they send their employees back home and work from home. Okay. Earlier in the pandemic into 2020, I asked my friend that even though a lot of business closes because he sold computers, he was running out of inventory because a lot of people buying new computers. Okay, so what's new in IT world? Obviously, there are plenty of IT innovation. There are cloud computing. We already saw this. Big data, Internet of Things. We have smart TV. We have smart. And then we have a robot that can clean our house. I had one that's actually that clean, sweep and mop my home. Mobile digital platform, tablets, smartphone, and this one, the third one is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Currently, our department, our program is developing the new curriculum, and one of the subject that I propose that we have for this new curriculum is relating to big data and machine learning. So this is to answer the concern that a lot of people have about accounting profession. Accounting profession, if you look at accounting as just bookkeeping, bin counter, it will be replaced by this machine. Okay, but we will move from just recording financial data to analyzing and interpreting financial data. So in the future, you will be asked not to classify this transaction into which account or which journal, but you will be asked to what does it mean if we increase our price? What will happen if we increase our inventory, things like that. Okay. New business model like online streaming music and video. Again, okay, I have like almost 50 gigabytes collection of music that I accumulate for almost 15 years, and now it was sitting somewhere in my hard drive untouched. Why? Because I already have all the music from streaming services. Okay, on-demand e-commerce services like you can buy credit for your mobile phone, you can buy data packets immediately, paying with digital money, things like that. Yeah. E-commerce expansion, yeah, you probably see this in our daily life. Online services now approach online retail in revenue, okay, and online mobile advertising is now larger than desktop. Before the pandemic, I had a brother that He sold garment batiks for a living. And just before pandemic, he told me that there are 50-50 proportion. So 50% of his sales came from the physical customer visited his kiosk, and the other 50% came from people who ordered from social media, Instagram, instant messaging, things like that. Okay. So changes in management. Manager use social network collaboration tools. We use Microsoft Teams. In 2017, actually, I started to use Microsoft Teams for my class, but apparently it was not succeed. Students rather meet their fellow students in campus rather than having collaboration with Microsoft Teams. But after the pandemic, it's different story. Okay, business intelligence, acceleration, we will discuss what this is. And then virtual meetings like Zoom, Google Meets, and also Microsoft Teams. Okay. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, before and after pandemic, my schedule for meetings are more dense and more frequent now after the pandemic using virtual meeting rather than before the pandemics. It is not uncommon for a person to have 2 or 3 meetings at the same time. Before pandemic, that was impossible. You can attend 2 or 3 different meetings in person. But now, using 3 different gadgets, you can attend 3 different meetings and even still participate. Now, organization also change. There are more collaborative, less emphasis on hierarchy and structure. We will discuss this later. People are emphasizing on competency and skills. However, this is sometimes mislead. Okay. There are some discussion in few forums few months ago. It was started by Elon Musk saying that you don't need college degree to succeed. Okay. And often when I discuss this, people will refer to Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg argument. Look at Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. They didn't finish college and yet they succeed. Well, that's a false argument. Okay. First of all, if you refer to Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, you need to see all the facts first. Yes, they succeed. Okay, but first, they abandoned college, although Mark Zuckerberg then later returned to Harvard to finish his degree. So Mark Zuckerberg is finishing college. Although they left their schools before they graduated, they left because they already have the business. So Bill Gates started his business while he was student. Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook when he was student, and then their company getting bigger. Because if they getting bigger, they need to concentrate full on their business rather than dividing their attention to school and business. So they decided to leave school because they already have business that getting big. Okay. So it's not that Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg left their school to build a business. That's not the case. Okay. So that's the first one. The second one was Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg are not graduated from Harvard University. Well, Zuckerberg is not some small college in Indonesia, not from Atmajaya, for example. Okay, so that's different. And Harvard is one of the most expensive schools in the world, most expensive universities in the world. So unless you are very rich, you would not be able to attend Harvard. Well, scholarship is available, but it's very rare. Okay. Bill Gates' parents were a lawyer, okay, and Bill Gates already, and when Bill Gates built Microsoft, his parents gave him some capital. His parents introduced him to prominent and people that can influence the business. Okay, so that's because of the parents. So if we are nobody and then we left college, there is a big chance that we will not succeed. And I always hate that people refer to Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg to say that you don't need college to succeed. Why don't they refer to, for example, Google? Larry Page and Sergey Brin both are doctoral students when they start to build or they start to found Google. When they started Google, they were doctoral students. Okay, so they graduated from college. And with Elon Musk, okay, he said that you don't need college degree to succeed. Try to apply to Tesla without college degree. I dare you. Okay. Tesla only accept college graduate with excellent skills. Okay. So that's the. But I agree. College degree, college certificate, or whatever certificate you have is just an indication that you already graduated from higher education institution, but it's not really looking showing the skills and competence. I agree with that, but you still need college. Higher speed and more accurate decision making, we will discuss that also. more willingness to interact with customers with using social media. Okay. I always nowadays whenever I had problems with the services in my house, either internet, electricity, or any other appliances, I use their social media, and then they will get back to me and fix whatever problem I had. Okay, seperti okay. This okay. Internet and global community have greatly changed how and where business is done. Okay, drastic reduction of cost and operating and transaction on global scales. For example, let me give you this example. Whenever I bought books from Amazon, the cost of the book could be cheaper than the cost of sending the books to Indonesia. Okay, so if I bought a book cost 300,000 rupiah, it could be more than 300,000 rupiah to send the books to Indonesia, because once it reaches the Indonesian shore, it will have a lot of other fee that I have to pay, like tax, import fee, things like that. So at the end, the total cost of buying that book will be half of the cost for the cost, the price of the book, and the other half is for sending the books to me in Indonesia. Okay. Compare that to when I use ebook, the Kindle version of Amazon book. I just paid for that book, particular book. Okay. And usually Kindle version or electronic version is a bit cheaper than the hard copy version. So I got cheaper price. I can immediately download the books using the fastest shipment with Amazon. It still could take like about a week before the book arrive. Okay, but with Kindle, as soon as I finish transaction, I can download the books. You know, with physical book, if it's destroyed because of any or it lost, that's it. I don't have any more than with electronic version. If my device is broken, for example, I just get new device and then download it again, the book. So there are plenty of advantages using that, and that's actually reduce the cost of operating transaction, global skills. Okay, competition for job market, resources, and ideas. You can see that if you attend any webinar and the webinar having overseas speaker, that could be done without any expensive cost. It used to be when we have, you know, like seminar or something, and we invited speaker from overseas, we have to pay for their ticket, we have to pay for their accommodation, you know, their fees. But nowadays we only pay for their fees. We don't have to pay their tickets because they don't have to come to Indonesia. We don't have to pay their accommodation, things like that. Okay, so, and also growing interdependence of global economies. Yeah, you probably see this. That we interdependence. When China was hit by this pandemic early on, a lot of countries become worried. Why? Because they had their products made in China. iPhone, for example, is made in China. Okay, so that's become the feature of global business. Okay? We need to have new skills, market, and opportunity. Okay, and that's what we will discuss for the whole semester. Okay, so the emerging of digital firm. Okay, business relationship digitally enabled and mediated. So we don't need physical. We need less and less physical contact, okay, which is quite suitable for pandemic era. Yeah. Social distancing. Yeah. Core business process accomplished through digital networks. Okay. There is no exchange of cash in hand, for example. Key corporate assets are managed digitally. Okay. We will have time system, space shift. We don't need to be on at the same time and at the same place to communicate. Okay. So we need to see in this class how to use the information technology to achieve our strategic goals, the company's or corporate goals. Like I said, investment in IT usually quite expensive. Okay, but because proper investment and use of information technology could generate far bigger revenue, then that investment will be nothing. Okay, but if we fail, then we will face with a huge number of loss. Okay. So how the information system could help company or achieve business objective? First, with operational excellence. Like I said in my previous example about books, if I bought electronic book from Amazon, I don't need to deal with custom, I don't need to deal with shipment, just pay, download the book, and that's it. Okay, we can create new product, services, and business models. Okay, customer and supplier intimacy, improve decision making, competitive advantage, and in some cases survival. Operational excellence, improve efficiency, result in higher profits. Okay. We can improve efficiency by, you know, lowering the costs, increase productivity. Okay. For example, right now at Atmajaya, our university already have sorry, classes that attended by students from other university, and without the students leaving their hometown. And for Atmajaya, it doesn't add any additional cost that's significant. I mean, we don't need to provide additional room for them. Okay, we can have as many students as they like. They don't need to travel, and yet we still can get the revenue. They still pay for their attendance in our classes. So reducing costs, increasing revenue resulted in higher profits. New product services and business model. For example, when I was younger, I used to watch movies by renting DVD. But now I don't need that. We have Netflix, we have Amazon Prime Video, we have Disney Plus. Okay, so again, the change, new business models. We used to buy CD for music, and then we start using MP3 player like iPod, and nowadays we use just streaming like Spotify or Joox. Okay. Customer and supplier intimacy. We're getting close. We will discuss it in detail later. We know what the customer wants. We know what the suppliers need. Things like that. Improve decision making. We can get better information and faster, so we can get to make the decision quicker and better. Okay, we will discuss this in these examples. The author showing Verizon web-based digital dashboard, and that's actually happening in Indonesia as well. Telkomsel, for example, every hour Telkomsel system will grab the data from all their information system. That's usually, if you remember the database that you made during the accounting information system, how many record or how many row of that database you already made? Less than 100 rows, if I'm not mistaken. Telkomsel data have 3 billion rows and read every hours. So every hours, on the hours, the Telkomsel system will grab the 3 billion rows of data, analyze them, and then presented that analysis result to the top management of Telkomsel. And the time it took from grabbing 3 billion rows of data, analyzing and presenting that in graphical format took about less than 4 seconds. Okay, so 3 billion rows. We'll discuss that later also. Gaining a competitive advantage, like with Google, for example. They are currently the biggest search engine in the world because they have that advantage of, look, building search engine like Google is not difficult, okay? But Google have the advantage of they have the biggest computing power in the world. And they use that to enhance their search engine, okay? And that's very difficult to compete with. Take a look at Microsoft, for example. Microsoft has bigger computing power than Google. However, if you use Bing, you will get worse result than if you use Google. I know because I tried to use Bing several times. It's just useless. But if you use Google, then, and that's how, you know, a company as big as Microsoft even could not compete with Google in search engines because Google used their capacity to enhance and to improve their search engine. And like I said, building search engines like Google is not that difficult. The theory behind Google's search engine is also available. You can read the paper about Google yourself. The paper that written by Larry Page and Sergey Brin is actually the most downloaded paper in computer science. It's available there, and based on that paper, they built Google search engine. But to compete with the skill and also the power of computing of Google, it's very difficult. Yeah. Survival using ATM. ATM is actually survival. If you look at any bank, if you want to open account with any bank and they don't have ATM, there is a high chance that, very good chance that you will not open an account with that bank. Okay. Bank without ATM machine will be out of business immediately. What if they invest in ATM? Will they succeed? Not necessarily. ATM is survival technology. You need to have ATM just to survive. Having ATM will not make you win the competition, but without ATM, you definitely lose the competition. Yeah. So what is information system? Information system is actually the combination of hardware, software, people, and procedure. Okay, there are 4 components. Okay. With information, you will have hardware like computers, tablet, smartphone. You will have software application, but you will also have procedures. For example, how to register for a class, how to withdraw money from ATM, how to transfer money or pay your bill using internet banking. That's the procedure, and you need to follow that procedures. And lastly, but also most importantly, people who run everything. Okay. So yeah, this is an information system. There are input, processing, output. There are people, customer, supplier, regulatory, stockholder, competition, and also there is a procedure on how to use this. So the dimension of information system, there are 3: organizations, management, and technology, like this one. So obviously you have technology, hardware and software. You have the organization, the people, and you have the management, how to manage everything. Okay, so you probably still remember the hierarchy of authority in management, introduction to management courses. Senior management, middle management, and operational management. Okay, each level will have different decision to make and will have different information requirement. Okay. Operation management probably want to know how many of his staff or her staff could not come to work for the next 2 weeks because they have to isolate it from others due to COVID-19. You know, they got COVID-19, so have to rest for at least 2 weeks. Okay. Middle management, they probably need to know why sales in some area decreasing while sales in other area increasing. What's happened? What's wrong? Okay. What need to be done? Senior management probably will think of, should we open new market in overseas? Should we open new factory? Should we close a factory, for example? Things like that. And also the separation of business function. There are sales and marketing, human resource, finance and accounting, and also manufacturing and production. This is mimicking the 5 different transaction cycles in accounting information system. Each organization will have unique business process, will have unique business culture and organizational politics. In any organization, business process, you probably seen that if you want to pay bill in one bank using internet banking, it will be different from other banks that use also internet banking. Some bank will use small token for authorizing transaction. The other bank will use a code that will be sent to your mobile phone. Different. Okay. So manager will be responsible for the whole strategy. Okay. And we will discuss that later. Okay. Okay. So information system is instrument to create value. It's not just investment. It's not just some computer that sit pretty in a corner room, or iPhone, the latest iPhone, the biggest, the most expensive iPhone, just to look good. No, it has to be seen as investment. It has to create revenue, either increasing revenue or having new revenue stream, increase productivity, and also to get us into superior long-term strategic positioning, just like Google, for example. So, now, a lot of company actually, when they invest in IT, is not always have a good return. Sometimes even fail. Again, we will discuss this failure in one of the topic in our class. Some companies succeed in their investment, the others just fail. Okay, so why? Because when they invest in that information technology, they fail to invest in complementary assets. This is asset required to derive value from primary. For example, you bought a new software, but you didn't train your employee how to use that software properly. You bought hardware, but you don't have the software, or you buy the software, but you don't have the hardware. Things like that. Okay. Many years ago, I saw this printing company. They bought at that time the most advanced printing machine from Sweden. So it was a very expensive machine, printing machine. It cost 5 billion rupiah, and it came imported to Indonesia unassembled. So they have to pay many very expensive money for team from Sweden to assemble the machine, and it took like 6 months to assemble the machine. Okay. So I asked the director of the company, what's so good about this machine? It seems like a very expensive investment. Oh, this is a traditional printing machine. Everything was done manually. With this printing machine, he said that we could control this machine using computers. Oh, that's good. That's probably this is about 10 years ago, so that's probably good. However, apparently, when buying this machine, the director forgot to buy the software to control the machine and cable to connect computers to that machine. And apparently, both cost about half of the price of the machine. So in the end, instead of only paying 5 billion, they eventually have to pay almost 10 billion for a machine. Okay. Okay, so what are the complementary assets, organizational assets? What's the information technology will be used for? Teamwork and collaborative environment, okay, technology standard, and so on and so forth. We will discuss that. Okay, so basically, if we look at the information system management, we need to have the socio-technical system approach. It means that information system is not just a matter of technology, but also social. Social means people. Yeah. And this return to my point earlier about Elon Musk saying that you don't need college degree. Yeah, but why information technology companies hire people with serious college degrees? There are plenty of professors being recruited by Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, and also Tesla themselves. Okay. Because if you look at some news that Google hire or some advanced technology company hire non-college educated person, yeah, that's probably. But how many of them? Only small number. Okay. But a lot of people, very smart people, actually hired by those companies, and those smart people have college education. Okay, that's why people are very important in any investment. Okay, any question so far? So, if you look at the materials today, you'll see that mostly we will discuss about what assets that can be bought or invest by a company, and then how we manage and optimize that asset for the company to achieve their goals. Okay, so and we will focusing on information technology assets, okay, hardware, software, and other technology, and also how to manage the people, data, information, things like that. Okay, any question? No? Okay, then. So just remember, before the next lecture, please send me the name and student ID of your group. There are 3 groups with 3 members each. Send me using Microsoft Teams post in our classroom to let me know. Okay, and see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
No
you,
worries.
sir.